farmers, Brad here again from Menit Farms Limited. We have recently received a lot of questions around people asking when to start an investment and what is the right time to start an investment, even on a small scale, the large scale, especially people working, people in the corporate world, people in their day-to-day jobs with passion for farming. We've also had different concerns around fears and risks into maybe market risks, worries and doubts about the available market, inflation risks, risks related to mortality, which is directly linked to animals and any other similar and related investment option. So today I wanted to discuss what the right time is to start an investment like this, as you can see, and what would be our recommendation based on our practices and experience in the field so far, but also having had a chance to interact with the different farmers across Africa and beyond. So the formula is simple, because what we want to ensure is once you start an investment, there has to be a guided approach, a guided journey to ensure that that is coordinated and you minimize risks so that you get the best out of an investment. So depending on when it is the right time, it's normally not recommended to wait until you accumulate. So for instance, we've had people say maybe you want to accumulate and then retire in the end and then start. But then you're going to start when you're already old, and there's going to be a lot of learning with less time available at your disposal. So you can already start small, even when you're already employed. You can start small on a small scale and learn throughout the process, so that by the time you retire, you are able to concentrate on your farm, make sure that you have a full presence and dedicated support. So it will not give you a lot of pressure to ensure that the investment or the goats farm is run smoothly without challenges. One of the things that we provide as Menit Farms Limited is to ensure that there's that shared spread of risk in terms of having to support you on practical assessment and building different strategies to ensure that your farms are run smoothly. In addition, giving you and assigning a technical supervisor who will support on that investment option, who will support on the management option, providing the technical backstopping to ensure that you move with a professional third party who will enable you to make less losses along the way. So you could be interested and engage with us in that angle, so that by the time you retire, there's already running on the farm and a lot of minimal risks are maintained, so that you have a full standing farm the time of retirement. The other approach is you could either choose to engage with us, as we've told you in the previous episodes, previous videos that we have broadcasted on this channel, is the gold banking option, which is an investment. And the idea or the theory of change behind this program is to allow, first of all, your investment to grow, your wealth to grow, but also turn into investors, into real farmers. As of now, we've received quite a number of people, especially those that we have not even met physically with, who are investing with us. So simply collaborating with us and invest in an animal or invest in a number of goats, which is a maximum of 20 and a minimum of 1, and then we rear these goats on your behalf. So once you are ready at that time of retirement, you could decide and take the goats, the mother goats plus their offspring, and start your own farm. So that is one other option, but we understand because it's an investment and involves a very huge risks. So that's why we also want to align it with the different interests depending on how you approached us. We also have a 30% return on that investment. Should you decide to take the money or the earnings from the goats, so for a period of 1 year, the 30% return on investment. Otherwise, targeting people who are ready to start their own farms and also make sure that they start their own farms independently. So, whilst we rear for you under the goat banking program, we organize a series of capacity building during times when you come to supervise and look at your animals that you have invested in with us. For instance, we could decide to talk about feeding, talk about breeding, talk about pasture, and several other farm management related topics, especially focusing on the goat's value chain. So that an approach could help you to prepare you enough. We take away the burden of the day-to-day management of the farm as you continuously accumulate the other income streams on your current jobs or on your current businesses. So by the time you decide to settle and invest towards retirement, you just simply start off on a farm with already accumulated animals that have been acquired from the goat banking program. The other aspect is to ensure that you seek knowledge, visit farmers, visit different professionals. So we have a capacity building program and an exchange program where farmers or prospective farmers or people with passion who want to start their own farms simply come to our farms and learn the different practices, compare notes, draw benchmarks on different farms, different partners that we work with, so that it builds their confidence, it builds their understanding of the business. By the time it's ready, by the time they're ready to start their own farm, everything is in place and there is knowledge to kick off their own farms. That could also be linked to our extension services that we provide through our animal health and farm management team, which is a group of animal scientists and vet doctors who are always on the call for different consultations. They run our web-based platform question and answer approach on any questions or any comments or any issues around the goat value chain, because that is where our niche is. So that could also prepare you enough to ensure that you have the knowledge along the way as you started small, learn, minimize the losses, minimize the risks. So once you start from an informed point of view with acquired knowledge to run your own farms. The other sort of burden that we would take away from you as of when you plan to start your own farm, as of when you plan to retire, is through our farm workers program. And with this, because we have trained workers that we provide, this was largely inspired by the challenges our current clients and farmers originally experienced in terms of having to recruit workers that do not directly resonate with the objective of the entire farm, and having to recruit workers that do not have the bare minimum technical understanding of handling and farm management in general, but also speaking to the wider spectrum of the gap between the available vet doctors in countries, in our localities. So we decided to train at least herdsmen to provide the first aid as a supplementation to what the vet doctors or animal scientists provide. So through such a program, you could enroll, and we deploy a trained herdsman, for instance, So that would also help you minimize losses, minimize risks when you start small. So by the time reaches when you want to fully retire and come and run your own farm, there's already that sort of risk burden that has been taken away from you, because then you have a worker that is trained, who's able to minimize that gap, but also on the investment period to reduce the cost of vet doctors, simply because these are going to be supporting with providing the initial first aid, managing production on the farm, and managing all the different aspects pertaining goat farming. The other approach is largely ensuring that this investment works at the end of the day. So having to do a practical assessment with us when we send a technical team to your proposed land, because that's the bare minimum if you ever want to start farming, regardless of the land that you want to start with. I would advise you and recommend on the sort of capacity, the holding capacity for that proposed land. So we send a technical team to do a practical assessment, and they put down strategies and plans, which largely include the pasture strategy, the feeding strategy, strategy around the marketing, production plan strategies, and the cost benefit analysis, which will enable you to plan accordingly on a gradual process, either through a quarterly or annual investment.